Are male or female cats smarter? Scientists and laypeople have long wondered, and we have an answer after testing the intelligence of almost 7,000 cats. What we found may surprise you, but first my hypothesis, based on what I see at my house. I have 4 male cats, including 3 oranges, which tend to score on the low end of IQ. After 5 years of living with 3 orange boys, I had a vague sense that female cats might outscore the boys. We had previously analyzed cats by coat color on our IQ test. With the help of their human companions, each cat in our sample was tested on 10 items that are linked below, measuring their learning, their understanding of language, their memory. We've covered this in previous videos, including the finding that oranges were toward the bottom and tuxedos toward the top in intelligence. But back to boys and the girls. The gals led slightly early on, an average of 49.84 versus 49.04 for the fellas, and this continued, and this difference never went away. Was it significant though? We needed to run a t-test, which can be used on any variable that can be compared via a scale or numeric variable. So IQ score, weight, extroversion, SAT scores. We also need enough data for each group to make meaningful comparisons. In our case, 3,400 boys, 3,200 girls, a beautifully robust sample size thanks to the many people who took our intelligence test. We next make a prediction, a hypothesis such as girl cats are smarter than boy cats, or boy cats are smarter than girl cats, as well as the null hypothesis. There is no statistical difference between boy and girl cats. So if I were to ask my undergraduate research methods and statistics students to hypothesize about cats and intelligence, they might share compelling stories about all the smart boys or smart girls or dullish boys or dullish girls that they've encountered over the years. But then another student might say, but can we rely on anecdotes? Can I extrapolate on my 4 boys after living with them for 5 years? I have a lot of data, right? Well, anecdotes can lead us astray. We have numerous data points to confirm our unique experience, but we need, even if we have a ton of data just on a small sample, we need to not rely on that small sample, but a larger sample that's representative of cats as a whole. So a t-test comes in, it compares the average of one group with the average or the mean of another. If they differ, it then reports on the degree of statistical significance. So a t-test is only as good as the sample. We want a large, diverse, and hopefully even a geographically diverse sample. And a sample of 7,000 cats is much more persuasive than a sample of 4 cats. So the girls took the lead, and it was highly significant. It was significant to a probability level of 0.002. So if we repeated this test over and over again with a different group of cats, we would find over 99% of the time that the girls would outperform the boys. In statistics, we typically will accept a threshold of 0.05 or smaller, meaning that there's a 95% probability that this did not occur by chance. So however, statistical significance, as I was taught in grad school, is distinct from practical significance. The male-female difference was there, but it was practically quite small, 0.8 on a scale of 70. So that very slight difference in practical terms means that individual differences will outweigh this overall difference. When it's that small of a meaningful mean difference, it means that we will probably know many smarter than average male cats, many duller than average female cats, and simply knowing the sex of a cat isn't going to allow us to predict whether they are less or more smart. And most importantly, I don't know of any cat owner ever who's specifically sought out to secure a smart cat. In fact, humans tend to delight in cats that are on the dim side of the bell curve. So until next time, from the statistical stacks at the Maine Cat Lab, keep loving those cats just as they are, stay kind, and happy holidays from Bryce's family, my family, Mary, and all of us here at the Maine Cat Lab.